So welcome everybody, welcome graduates, welcome parents, welcome grandparents. Congratulations everyone. This is a major accomplishment in your career. That's in the career of your children for the parents or grandchildren in the case of grandparents. Congratulations. We know that these have been a very tough 4 years on you, not even taking into consideration COVID. Our program is one of the most rigorous in the Northeast, and we know we put you through a lot and you are for the better for it. So congratulations, you've earned your degree. We are extremely proud of you. All of your professors are very proud of your accomplishments, and congratulations. Today, our Master of Ceremony will be Professor Michael Hornaciano. So a bit about Professor Hornaciano. Professor Hornaciano started his career in academia, and then shortly after that started what started as a small consulting firm and then became very, very large, the Irby Train Group, where he was chairman and CEO. This was a multidisciplinary transportation, construction management, and engineering firm with branches all over the country. It is now part of AECOM. In addition, he spent some time in government where he was New York City Traffic Commissioner and also president of MTA Capital Construction. His last hurrah in government was building the 2nd Avenue subway. At this time, Professor Hornaciano is the chair, IDC Innovation Hub chair, and where he is building liaisons with industry. So with that, I'll turn it on to Mike, and congratulations, everyone. I'll speak to you at the end.
Good morning, everyone, and it is my pleasure to be here this morning. I welcome the graduating class of 2021. Congratulations to all the students, to the parents that actually spend lots of time and money to get you guys through it, and to the faculty that actually made sure that you guys are going to be successful. And I want to say just a few words that it takes lots of blood, sweat, and tears to make it to graduation. And when you finally arrive, you deserve some advice, hopefully good. Education is your passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepared for it. You did not go to university so you could punch a time clock. You went to university so you can make a difference. Education is the most powerful weapon, so use it to better the world. The key to life is to develop an internal, moral, ethical, and emotional compass that can tell you which way to go. There may be people that have more talent than you do, but there is no excuse for anyone to work harder than you. You cannot climb the ladder of success with your hands in your pocket. Be the hardest working person that you know, because if you are not, someone else will. If you cannot outplay them, outwork them. Also, in general, I'm not a great believer in luck. And over the years, I discovered that the harder you work, the luckier you get. Today, as you graduate, as you are dealing with excitement and perhaps your doubts, I urge you to try and create the world you want to be in. I encourage you to live life by being courageous, adventurous, to give us all the bright future, a bright tomorrow. Remember one thing, the road to success is always under construction. Your life is your adventure, and the adventure ahead of you is to fulfill your own potential. Do not be afraid, be focused, be determined, be bold, be courageous. Be your best and you will be successful. And that's it. Thank you and good luck going forward. Now, I would like to start the program. Jose, can you help me out here? Okay, we're gonna have 2 speakers today. One is Lorraine Grillo, and Lorraine is actually currently the senior advisor to Mayor de Blasio that just named her and she serves as the New York City Recovery Czar and coordinates across city government in order to supercharge the Mayor de Blasio recovery agenda. Lorraine Grillo started her career over 25 years ago at School Construction Authority as a community relations specialist. And over the years, she actually held a number of positions and ended up as actually the president and executive chief officer of the School Construction Authority. And that started in 2010. After that, some years later, she added to that portfolio being also the commissioner of the Department of Design and Construction. And over the years, the past 10 years, Lorraine has built over 80,000 school seats in K-12 and 9,000 for the pre-K. That it was something that was introduced actually after she became president of and CEO of the School Construction Authority. Right now, she has been charged actually with the re-energizing the infrastructure investment that the city has into infrastructure, and she's quite a busy lady. And she is going to speak about her experience and try to encourage you to go forward in your careers.
Greetings and congratulations to the class of 2021. My name is Lorraine Grillo, and I currently serve as Senior Advisor for Recovery for the City of New York. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak with you on this very, very important day. Each and every one of you deserves special congratulations for what you've accomplished, especially during this long, lonely, crazy, and devastating year. I have no doubt that you will be successful in the future, having come through this time so successfully. While this has been a very difficult time, we're now starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I can tell you without a doubt that here in New York City, that light is getting brighter and brighter every single day. You're beginning to see that as each day brings a new announcement of new ideas and new initiatives, especially what will be coming this summer, when we will be celebrating New York City and all we have to offer. Our city is coming back. Our workforce is coming back. Our schools are reopening. Our restaurants and our cultural institutions have reopened, and we have reimagined and adapted to our new normal with open streets, open restaurants, and open culture. We are cleaning up our streets and bringing the artists and the arts to every corner of this city. We're working hard to provide support to our small businesses, and new and exciting industries are coming to New York City in huge numbers, including new tech startups and an amazing investment by the life sciences and biotech sector. I think you might have heard this before, but I can tell you with certainty that New York City is fast becoming the public health capital of the world. In addition, we now have an administration in Washington that recognizes that our economy needs a boost and has proposed a huge investment in your future with an unprecedented investment in our infrastructure. This pandemic has brought a clear recognition of our need to upgrade our roads, our bridges, our transit hubs, and our aging building stock, including our hospitals and other public facilities like jails, our libraries, and of course, our schools. Included and desperately needed is a much more affordable housing. And we are finally recognizing the dangers of climate change and the need to incorporate resiliency and sustainability into all of our future projects. As engineering graduates, you are uniquely qualified and positioned to take on these challenges. There will be many, many jobs to fill, and you are poised to be the people who will fill them. And with that, you will have a once in a lifetime opportunity to impact the future of this city and of this country. For me, I've been fortunate to spend the last 28 years in service to the city in a variety of different roles. One thing that I've learned along the way is that the biggest reward you can have is that your work has a positive impact on your community. Whether it's providing new schools for our children or new libraries and roads for our community, there is nothing more satisfying and rewarding. I urge you all to consider public service as a potential career track. I can tell you it's brought me so much joy and satisfaction. As we end this talk, I have only one piece of advice as you grow and succeed, and that is to always remember to lift someone up who has not been as fortunate as you have. Someone who may not have had the opportunity to go to a great school like NYU and learn from great scholars, or had not had the advantage of wonderful and supportive families as you have. I wish you all much success in what I believe will be one of the most challenging, but also one of the most exciting times in our history. Good luck to all of you. Thank you.
Let me move to the second speaker for today. He is Jay Walder. Jay is a Queens boy that graduated with a degree in economics from Binghamton University in New York, and continue after that for a master in public policy from Harvard. Jay has enjoyed a distinguished international career, which includes more than 35 years working in transport, property, and infrastructure in the United States, the United Kingdom, Hong Kong, and Singapore. Mr. Walder joined Virgin Hyperloop in 2018, and under his leadership, the company had the first people to ever ride in a Hyperloop pod. Previously, he was the president and CEO of Motivational International. That goes by a different name for you guys in New York. It's called City Bike. And he has done that prior to joining the Hyperloop. Immediately prior to that, he was the CEO of MTR Corporation in Hong Kong. That is probably one of the only two public transport company that actually showed a profit and used the profit to expand the system. Prior to that, he was the chairman and CEO of the New York MTA, where he held the company. He helped and led the company through the 2009 economic crisis. Between 2007 and 2009, he was a partner at McKinsey Company in London, where he was the global leader of the firm infrastructure practice. And prior to that, he was the managing director for finance and planning at Transport for London, and lectured in public policy at Harvard Business School, and a visiting professor at the National University of Singapore. He is actually sitting on a number of boards, and he is still very active, and actually is considering now what to do next, since after 35 years, he has kind of accomplished most of the things that he wanted to. So with that, please, Jose, can you start Jay's? Yes.
Good morning and congratulations to the class of 2021. It's a special pleasure to be able to join you today. Now, you don't need me to tell you that this commencement ceremony takes place in unprecedented times. Most obviously, the world continues to grapple with a global pandemic that has impacted all of our lives in so many ways. At the same time, The stark realities of racial and social disparities have been highlighted through unfortunate and avoidable actions, and we are finally grappling with the long overdue need to confront this head on. And the world's climate crisis continues its march toward environmental destruction, and scientists are warning us that we will face dramatic and unalterable harm if we don't take quick and decisive actions. There's no getting around the facts. Any one of these would be almost impossibly difficult. Confronting all three simultaneously can feel like an overwhelming challenge. And yet, in the midst of these enormous challenges, the importance and fragility of infrastructure has never been clearer. In just the past few months, we have seen an almost immediate oil shortage from a cyber attack on a fuel pipeline. We've seen the disruption to the global supply chain from a blocked canal, and the tragedy of a train bridge collapse that left many people dead and injured. There can be no question that we need to rebuild. As we move forward from the confines of COVID and we seek to reestablish our normal life, we're reminded of how important infrastructure really is to achieving that goal. Now, I personally felt that a couple weeks ago when I took my first ride on the subway. I, like many other people, stopped riding the subway during the pandemic. I admit that I was a little concerned. However, there is simply no normal life in New York without the subway. And I am so happy to be using it again and thankful that I have that opportunity. At the same time, while I stopped riding the subway for a year, the challenges and the needs of creating a modern transit system didn't go away. Rebuilding the subway isn't a choice. Operating the system on outdated technology simply doesn't make sense. It's less effective, it's less efficient, it's less safe than it can be. We have an obligation right now to invest in that infrastructure for our quality of life and to support the future generations who live, work in, or visit New York. But the subway's one of only many examples. Yes, we need to rebuild. There's no question about it. But we also need to disrupt. So much of what we do in life is incremental. We're bound by the decisions that preceded us. When we talk about rebuilding the New York subway, we do it in the context of a system that was created more than 100 years ago. In the best case, the change we will make will be incremental. And that is simply not good enough. We must recognize that there are opportunities that go beyond incremental change, where the constraints of systems created generations ago should no longer apply. That the concrete that was poured 100 years ago is no longer in the right place, or perhaps even the right size. When we start with a clean sheet of paper, we unlock new possibilities that we could not have imagined even a few years ago. Streaming music or videos is not incremental change from a world of 8-tracks, cassettes, CDs, and DVDs. Pictures on our phone is not incremental change from a world of negatives and slide projectors. Now, this is the thinking that we must bring, that you must bring to infrastructure. The opportunity to harness new technology to create fundamentally different outcomes. Stop and think about this for just a second. It has been over 100 years since we have seen a fundamentally new mobility system. Trains, planes, and automobiles. Each of these innovations brought dramatic and breathtaking change. Journeys that took months were reduced to days or even minutes. Our lives reshaped to take advantage of the new dynamic. We were able to live and work in ways and places that we could not have imagined before. And to be clear, trains, planes, and automobiles have continued to improve. They're bigger and better. They're faster, they're cleaner, they're more efficient. But for all of that progress, we have not changed the fundamental paradigm of mobility in the past 100 years. Now this is your opportunity space. It's so exciting. We're on the verge of harnessing new technology to create mobility systems that will redefine the way that we move. Completely new systems that will complement or replace what we have come to know and accept. We're entering a world of electric cars, trucks, and buses that will no longer pollute the air we breathe. Of vertical takeoff and landing aircraft that will operate like taxis, of Hyperloop trips that will go from city center to city center at over 600 miles per hour, of personalized mass transit that will go where you want to go, when you want to go, and get you there without stopping, of machine intelligence that will control our roads, our airspace, and our guideways safely and effectively. Now, much of the challenge in this will not be in the technology, but it will be in the infrastructure that will be needed and in bringing down the tremendous cost of providing that infrastructure. Taking full advantage of these technologies will not be easy, but that must be our objective. We will not succeed if we simply extrapolate from the extraordinary cost of providing linear infrastructure for road and rail projects. Our vision, your vision, must be big and bold and allow us to meet our 21st century objectives. It must reflect our values today. Infrastructure is the key way to move forward from the pandemic with new sustainable jobs that are based on modern technology. Infrastructure can help us to address systematic inequality by creating better and cheaper access to jobs. And infrastructure can help us to prevent the irretrievable environmental harm that our planet faces if we do not take dramatic action. It is long past time that we build infrastructure with these objectives in mind. Now, you've probably guessed that preparing these remarks has been an opportunity for me to reflect on my own career choices. It's been nearly 40 years since I completed graduate school and set off on my own journey. As a kid growing up in Queens, I could not have imagined in my wildest dreams that my journey would literally take me around the world. And even if I had wanted that to be my journey, it would have been impossible to plan. My goal has been to be consistent in mission, but opportunistic in action. It's always for me been about finding opportunities to do something new and innovative, even though the challenges have been totally different. These opportunities are becoming more and more prevalent in the world today. Answers that were once etched in granite are suddenly written in erasable marker. Our future is about the environment, about economic opportunity, about equality, and about so many other things. There are a lot of hard things that we have to get right, and there's a lot of ways to go wrong. This, for all of you, is an amazing moment to make a real difference. I urge you to be mission-driven. Put your mind, your energy, your hard work to things that you care about, that you believe will make a difference, that you will be proud to look back on. Disruption is scary, but it is needed. The world is your whiteboard. Don't be afraid. Fill it up. Erase it and fill it up again. I wish all of you the very best of luck in everything that you will do. Congratulations again to the class of 2021. Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Okay, we're now going to have the presentation of the graduates, and we start with Professor Argan, Samia Argan,
Yes.
PhD civil engineer.
Thank you. Congratulations, everyone. PhD in civil engineering. Celia Yu, she received a PhD in civil engineering this year. Her research was on building grid interactions and looking into improving demand response performance of buildings through accurate power demand shaping capacity estimations. Next. Zhengbo Zhu, he received a PhD in civil engineering this year as well. His work was on developing an integrated approach to quantify human experience in design spaces. Zhengbo is currently a tenure-track faculty member at University of British Columbia in Canada, and he also received NYU-wide Outstanding PhD Dissertation Award in Urban category.
Professor Chow is going to introduce the PhD in Transportation Planning and Engineering.
Thank you. Congratulations, everyone. So we have Theodoros or Ted Pantelidis. He got his PhD in Transportation Planning and Engineering His dissertation topic is on network and mechanism design for collaborative transportation systems, and he's currently an operations research analyst at American Airlines. Next. The next one is Yushai or Brian He. He got his PhD in transportation planning and engineering as well, and the topic is on urban transportation analysis with operator data sharing considerations, and he's currently a postdoc at UCLA. Next. Jinkai Zhao, his dissertation topic is on autonomous vehicle fleet operations and planning with user activity scheduling constraints. Next. Diego Correa Barahona, his dissertation topic is assessing the impact of ride sourcing transportation services on mobility and the taxi industry in global cities leveraging big data with Professor Osbey as his advisor. Next. And last but not least, Xi Shuang, he got his PhD on the topic of operations of vehicle platooning, prediction, optimization, and cooperation under Professor Li Jun's advising. I think that's it.
Okay, Professor Chiarelli is going to introduce the Exec 21 certificate in CM for class of 2021.
Thank you, Michael. Yipeng Luan. Christina Patierno.
Professor Hussein Mohsen, please present the MS in Civil Engineering class of 2021.
Absolutely. Congratulations to everyone. Jalal Adil. Yash Sunil Barut. Pratiksha Bavar. Giovanni Borzani Pippin. Nicholas Cameron. Dawal Chehida. Themba Churambo. Christian Escalara. Gabriel Fernandez. Shida Gu. Yasmin Hekal. Ariba Iqbal. Eric Kazazi. Thomas Kostolak. Andrew Lee. Shannon Lee. Yunus Senehal Mehta. Praveen Pudal. Andrew Rizik. Linyu Shen. Atul Singh. Christian Xavier Vargas. Tifeng Zhang. Yunan Zhang. Congratulations to all.
Professor Chiarelli, the MS in Construction Management.
Thank you. Donia Abdelmotal. Samantha Adolphe. Othello Bobway. Mikhail Bose. Katrina Bowen. Dishant Chechi. Rahul Debpurkar. Druville Damelia. Viraj Dankavade. Hector Galeano Marosa. Aniket Uday Guillet. Keith Harrison. Nathan George Joseph Anthony. Joel Andrew Chaubert. Kashbu Kanani. Panteleimon Casetas. Ila Katkar. Amodini Congovel. David Lopez de los Santos. Prashita Meniar. Gregory Maziak. Gautam Nagamangala Shivarutan Rudru. Sabina Parbudial. Kashyap Hirenbai Patel. Pranay Patil. Sebastian Pazdri. Jeffrey Potts. Amiredi Shashank. Silvana Salas. Aditya Shekhar Salve. Liaquat Sarabi. Shiori Taylor Sasaki. David Schwartz. Ashka Parth Shah. Mohammed Sheikh. Basu Singhal. Shivani Sandeep Tambe. Eva Tang. Apurva Wednekar.
MS Environmental Engineering, Professor Hussain.
Yes, thank you. Sunny Agarwal. Harleen Kaur. Yitao Lee. Yang Liu. Marty Pollard. Ahmed Mohammad Shaheen. Xiangmeng Song. Janyu Sun. Abner Wong. Sese Wu. Yushin Xiao. Danny Zhao.
Environmental Sciences, again, Mohsen.
Master of Science in Environmental Science, Xiang Li. Jonathan Pereira. Ria Shrivastava. Teze Wang. Ruan Xu. Charlotte Yu. Yuhong Zhang.
Transportation and Management, class of 21, Professor Chow.
Thanks. Joshua Afrifa. Congrats.
And the Transportation Planning and Engineering, again, Professor Chow.
Okay. Alexander Curtis. Nicholas Gomez Rojas. Shams Sahar. Patrick Scalise. Michael Wilson. And William Wong. Congrats all.
And the Masters in Urban Infrastructure Systems and Professor Hussein.
Joseph Robert Dodds. Reza Hedayati. Aliyah Maher Kasim. Hao Liang Lee.
The Civil Engineering Class of 21, Bachelor of Science, Professor Hilario.
Mariam Ahmed, Zobi Ali, Jonathan Alonso, Amer Ali, Jose Artiaga, Jacob Asher, Jasek Bey, Tamit Buyan, Yumna Bayumi, Niall Blades, Martin Buche, Howie Chen, Edward Cheng, Crystal Drakes, Mariamo Fofana, Joel Freitas, Christos Jokaris, Tatiana Gordon, Denelson Granados, Mustafa Hamdan, Olivia Hancash, Rutger Heichman, Tamzado Islam, August Karagus, Chandler Kelly, Jonathan Kim, Uma Lakshman, Lamin Lee, Mateo Leon, Lamia Marine, David Morales, Giovanni Motoa, Siva Muruga, Vin Wen, Tammy Pham, Purnima Prasad, Dinuka Ranasinghe, Eva Rosales, Miral Shaka, Joanne Yang, Logan Wagner. Congratulations to the Bachelor of Science in Civil. Job well done.
The Bachelor of Science in Construction Management, Class of 21, Professor Chiarelli.
Before I read the names, I just want to say a couple of words. This is for the time being, we'll put it that way, for the time being, this will be our last graduating class of the Bachelor of Science in Construction Management. And I just want to say how proud I am to have advised these students for the last 17 years and to see what they've gone on to achieve. Go ahead, Jose. Mac Edelman, Kevin Chapinoff, Michelle Rosenfeld Cohen, Sinai Majano, and Chanel Rodriguez.
Now, I would like to introduce our valedictorian, Martin Busse, and he will have a few things to say. Martin.
Thank you, everyone. Professors, staff, parents, my fellow students. I'm really proud to be here with all of you today. You're a great group, and I'm really happy to have been with you for the past 4 years. I grew up in a city in Argentina in South America where we don't have a subway system. And I remember as a little child, one of my favorite activities when visiting the big city was riding their trains. I've always thought that trains are really cool, and my friends find this no surprise. I say this often, but they are one of the main reasons why I wanted to be in civil engineering ever since middle school. I know many of you here also have profound interest, passion, in many of the projects you will go on to be a part of. However, in my 4 years at NYU, I've learned a lot more about the things that I found cool. I've learned that these things have profound impacts. Going on with my story about trains, I have learned the profound economic impacts to communities, to societies, people being able to access job opportunities, visit their family and friends. Transit, in my example, is a way to shape a city, an economy, and I know that your fields have equally important impacts for everyone. As civil engineers, our actions have a power to make a difference. We, as a graduating class, have the power to do good, to improve people's lives, to improve entire communities. But with our knowledge, we have also been given the power to have the opposite impact. And I'm not saying any of you are ill-intentioned, but sometimes when sitting in the back seat, not paying attention at the wheel, we might not go in the right direction. So I want to make this speech short and just ask you one thing. I want you to sometimes, whenever you get the chance, when you think it's important, stop for a minute and consider the impacts of the project you're working on. I want you to consider what the thing you will make will do, what it will mean for a community, for the planet, because I want you all to know at the end of the day that you did the right thing. I want you to know that you made a difference for good and that you improved people's lives. Thank you again. I am so proud of each one of you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Martin. We have now a few things that were prepared as part of these commencement exercises. And the first one is from Professor Ergam.
Located on the 4th floor of 6 Metro Tech Center at NYU Tandon's Brooklyn campus, the Building Informatics and Visualization Lab, or BILAB for short, investigates how data can better inform the design, construction, and operation of facilities and infrastructure systems in urban settings. Student researchers at BILAB are also utilizing data from 3D laser scanners and building automation systems to augment and analyze semantically rich building information models. With these sensing and reality capture technologies, BILAB can provide students in construction management unique opportunities to research and develop innovative systems that can support decisions regarding the construction and management of buildings and civil infrastructure systems.
Y and E. Now I know my ABC that I want to sing with me.
Great. Next time around, they will share some of the cookies, right? Okay. The next group, the Steel Bridge team.
Congratulations, class of 2021.
We hate to see COVID steal your graduation, but you made it.
We wish you all the best in your careers.
We hope you didn't burn too many bridges on your way out.
And now, congratulations from the Concrete Canoe team.
Congratulations, class of 2021, from Concrete Canoe to you.
And congratulations, Wendy and Danuka. Thank you very much.
You see, one of the professors kind of got into, you want to be young, Wewa? Anyway, so we now have a song for closing from Karina Tan.
Hey, class of 2021, this one's for you. Hey, I'm here to say congratulations. Worked so hard, forgot how to vacation. Got through structure, street, and tech and transportation. graduation. All right, I gotta go. I got a lot of papers to write, but you don't. Haha.
Okay, so in closing, Professor Iskander is going to provide with the closing remarks.
So first, I want to again congratulate all the students, their parents, their grandparents. This is a major achievement. For all the students, this is the thing that you did in the last 4 years that will stay permanently on your resume. It's no matter what you do in your life, this will stay in your resume. I also would remiss if I don't congratulate 3 of our professors for being selected by you as the class of 21 outstanding, for receiving the class of 21 outstanding faculty award. These are Professor Jose Olario, Professor Larry Cherali, and Professor Jacques Ben-Gardner. So congratulations, everybody. I guess Frank Sinatra is best known for saying, or is known for saying, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. You made it in New York, so congratulations. You not only graduated from the oldest school in the region, which is also one of the most respected, and all the time our alums come and tell us that when they compare the rigor with which we've trained you, they feel that it is worth it later on after you graduate. I know you don't feel it yet, but in a year or two, you'll come back and say, it was worth having these hard classes. We know this is one of the toughest programs, and our alums do well because of the rigor of our program. This is ordinarily a difficult program without COVID. You did it with COVID. So it's a double congratulations. You double made it in New York. We expect you to do great things. If you just simply continue to work hard as you did when you were a student, you will achieve great things. Our speaker, Jay Walder, spoke about a lot of challenges that faces your career. And with challenge, there is always an opportunity. NYU has been graduating civil engineers, listen to this, for 166 years. All right, the prior generation of civil engineers, we were one of the first schools to graduate civil engineers. Prior generation of civil engineers built the infrastructure that you enjoy, that separates us from being cave women and men. If you think about it, civil engineers have saved more lives than doctors. They have made your life what it is today. Imagine living without civil engineering for a week. So with these challenges, you have opportunities. And if you continue to work hard, you will do well. I'll give you a few pieces of advice on your future. The best way to create the future or to predict the future in general is to create it yourself. So work hard like you did in school. Always do your best. Have the courage to do the right thing always, no matter what other people are telling you. Always do the right thing in design, in dealing with other people, in making the right calls in engineering. Be creative. You will not achieve great things if you're not creative, you just follow other people. And always trust in yourself. You've received a rigorous education. We know it's been tough, but you know you can do great things with your education. So congratulations, everybody. I'm extremely proud of you. On behalf of all the faculty, we are all proud of you, and we expect you to do great things and join many successful alums from our program. So at this point, I'll encourage everybody to temporarily unmute and say congratulations. And once you've said that, please mute again so that we are able to use this recording without having side conversations in the background. All right, so congratulations to you, to your parents, to your grandparents, to your loved ones, to your spouses, to everybody. Congratulations.
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 Congratulations, everybody. So with that, I will close the ceremony and wish you best of luck in your career. We truly expect great things.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
so much.
Thank
Congratulations,
you. Bye-bye.
everyone.
Congratulations to everyone.
Thank
Thank you very
Professor
much.
Charelli.
Thank you, guys.
Felicitaciones a todos.
Felicitaciones.
Felicitaciones desde Perú para todos. Un abrazo.
Felicitaciones, Alex.
बोल बेटा आप मुझे म्यूट कर दो
Congratulations and stay in touch.
Congratulations.
Get a box with your name on it. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't say filtered. It doesn't say leave in the garage. It says,
Thanks, Professor.
Thanks, Mike and Jose and Tricia for doing this together. Right?
Sir.
Awesome. Go for speaking.